Arbitrage isn't new. For centuries, smart business owners have positioned themselves between people with needs and people with skills. Think about it. Uber doesn't own a single car, Airbnb doesn't own any real estate, and DoorDash doesn't cook any food. They simply connect people with needs to people with solutions and take a cut. That's arbitrage at its core. And right now, there's a massive arbitrage opportunity for agency owners who know how to position themselves between businesses that need AI and the people who can build it. In this video, I'm going to let you steal the exact blueprint that has generated over $5 million for my agency while helping the clients we serve consistently bring in $300,000 per month in AI-driven revenue. To do this yourself, you need to understand only 3 simple concepts. 1, how to understand just enough about AI to capitalize on the profitable opportunities. 2, how to build the irresistible offer that makes businesses eager to hand you money. And 3, how to execute and scale this model without any technical skills. So let's peel back the curtain and expose the AI arbitrage opportunity.
Awesome. So we're on my computer here. Let's dive into the 3-step blueprint to implementing the AI arbitrage model into your business. So first things first, phase 1 is all about learning and understanding AI. And when I say learning and understanding AI, I don't necessarily mean the tech side of it, because that is the whole point of the AI arbitrage model, is that when you arbitrage something, you don't necessarily have to be the one that does it, because there's going to be a lot of developers out there, people who are really good at building AI, but not necessarily great at running a business and landing clients and doing sales and things like that. So that's why I'm able to work with a lot of people, a lot of business owners, and basically tell them the applications of AI and how they could use it in their business. And then once I actually identify the gaps on how they can use that, I can hire someone who's a developer who's really in the weeds of AI to actually do the implementation. And this model has been around for a long, long time, especially in the agency space, right? For a long time, I own a white label company, right? And a lot of agencies come to my business and use our services to be able to white label and basically have us build out their ads, build out AI appointment setters and things like that for their clients. They pay me a small fee and they put their markup on it. Very, very normal to do that in this space. So I want to make it clear when I say learning and understanding AI, it's learning how you can apply AI, not necessarily learning how to build AI and, actually learn the tech side of how to code and all that good stuff, right? So the main thing, I think right now is that there's way more demand for an AI consultant than an AI automation agency, because there's so many businesses that just have heard about AI. And you have to remember that most business owners are going to be older. They're going to be anywhere from like 40s, 50s, 60s, own a business for a long time. Think about how little you know about AI, and now think of a 40 to 60 year old who didn't grow up with much social media and things like that, right? How they feel about AI. So they're probably like, yeah, I need to implement AI, but I don't even know how to implement it into my business. So with that being said, there's more demand for helping someone understand the application of AI in their business than there is for an AI automation agency, because a business isn't going to go in and just say, hey, I need this AI done. I need, this thing built. Some do, but majority of business owners don't even know where AI can be implemented. So if you can learn how to apply AI to most businesses or a certain industry or niche, then you can basically just outsource the actual fulfillment side of it. So some applications, the main applications that are really appealing to business owners right now are going to be applications around creating attention, turning that attention into leads, turning those leads into appointments, and turning appointments into clients, and then streamlining client fulfillment. And there's pretty much AI you can basically utilize in every step of this way. And the reason why these applications are really good is because most business owners care about growth in their business. They want more revenue, more clients, and things like that. A lot of them do want automations and things like this, but the end goal for any business owner is for them to be able to grow. So when you use AI to help them create attention, this could be AI ads, things like that, turning that attention into leads. So these could be AI ad campaigns, turning leads into appointments, AI appointment setters, turning appointments into clients, using AI to help with their sales process, streamlining their CRM, things like that. And then streamlining client fulfillment. So that's where the automation pieces and things like that come in. So those are the main applications that we've been using and selling to a lot of business owners. So the first step in you utilizing AI arbitrage is to understand how to actually implement and the use cases of AI into businesses. So just educate yourself. Think of yourself as an AI consultant, not an AI implementer, but an AI consultant. Go into businesses, look at the gaps where you can use AI and show them that they can utilize AI to actually implement into their business and fill some of those gaps and be able to help them grow. There's more demand for AI consultants to help businesses see the gaps where they actually need AI. And the other thing I want to make it really clear as well is just selling one of these AI applications is all right, but when you can frame your offer as a full solution, an end-to-end solution. So imagine I went to a business and said, hey, I can help you create attention. I can help you turn that attention into leads. I can help you turn those leads into appointments. I can help you actually turn those appointments into clients and streamline your client fulfillment, all utilizing AI. Most business owners would be way more willing to pay for a full solution than to just pay for one of these things, okay? Because business owners want growth. That's all they care about. They want growth at the end of the day. So phase 2, building and structuring offers. So I want to go into this more in depth. Ensure your offer is a full end-to-end solution, like I just said, because companies want growth with as little friction as possible. They don't want to just automate one thing and leverage AI for only one part of their business, nor do they care. All they really care about is how can they grow their business with as little effort as possible. So the easiest way to do that is by offering a full system that's going to grow their business with as little effort as possible, which is their innate desire. Every business owner wants to scale their business. They want to streamline client acquisition, and they want consistency in their business, and they want to spend less time in their business, more time on it, right? So if you can get them working on their business and out of the weeds of their business by leveraging AI, that becomes very, very appealing for them. When we look at like the sales journey or the client acquisition system for most businesses, especially service-based businesses, right? It really comes down to generating them leads, getting them calls, right? Turning those into sales calls, and then basically closing. So that's where a leveraged AI offer, a full end-to-end AI offer comes into play. So again, if you can offer a full turnkey solution like this, this is basically what we like to offer, right? A full leveraged AI offer. Create attention, turn that attention into leads, turn those leads into appointments, and turn those appointments into clients and help them streamline client fulfillment. This becomes very appealing. And not only that, most companies are willing to pay significantly more upfront for an offer like this. Some really good niches that we've worked in where this is appealing is home services. We've tested it with real estate brokers. We have some people in my mastermind testing this in the B2B enterprise space and health and wellness. So these are all really good niches if you don't have a niche or industry that you've dialed into yet. So that's phase 2, is really not just selling one piece of the puzzle, but really leveraging this as a full leveraged AI offer end-to-end solution. All right, phase 3 is the fulfillment and scaling piece. So this is where arbitrage really comes in, right? You want to arbitrage the fulfillment. There are a ton of AI freelancers, developers, and IT techs out there. They are great at building and developing, but they are bad at acquiring clients. So nor do they want to. Most of the people I've spoken with and have worked with, they want to be behind the scenes building. That's what they're truly passionate about. Whereas me, I'm really passionate about building a business and, doing sales and running ad campaigns to acquire clients and things like that. So there's a lot of these AI freelancers who don't want to do those things. So it works as a perfect package. So eventually you can hire them in-house, but at the beginning you might not have the clients and the bandwidth to hire someone in-house yet. So you can hire AI freelancers per project and things like that. So that way you can start to offer these things without being the one who's implementing it. So when you're doing this, you should aim for roughly a 50% profit margin. So if you charge $10,000 for a package, you can typically outsource the fulfillment for $3,000 to $5,000. Therefore, your profit is anywhere between $5,000 to $7,000, which is totally fair because you're going out to acquire the clients, you're hustling, maybe you're doing cold outreach and all these things, or maybe you're spending on ads, right? So then you have your own costs and things like that, plus your time. You need to be able to make a profit. So that's where you want to generally aim for in terms of your actual profit. In terms of finding really smart developers, you can find a ton on Upwork. And I'll show you guys on Upwork how many developers there truly is. So this is really good too, because when your focus is not on client fulfillment and in the weeds and stuff like that, you can focus on having a really good relationship with your customer. Because if you can retain your customer, they do multiple projects with you. Not only if they do multiple projects with you, but they're on like a recurring offer, right? If you're running their paid ads and things like that, your LTV of a client becomes significantly longer. And then on top of that, when you're not deep in fulfillment, you're focusing your time on landing projects and deals, which is what moves the needle in your business. That's the only thing that's going to move the needle in your business. You could be the best AI developer in the world, but if you don't know how to get clients, you have no one to build amazing AI for, which is the case for a lot of these developers and freelancers, right? So it works as a perfect relationship. It's a perfect synergy because they want to build, and if you don't have the necessary skill set to build, then you can focus on landing clients and deals, which is what's truly going to make you more money in the long term as a business owner anyways. So a couple things to actually start to land clients. A good starting point is to leverage your network. There's probably some business owners in your network. Maybe you're already an agency and you have existing clients where you can leverage your existing client base. Maybe you have, a network, like a in-person network. Maybe you have people on your social media. Maybe you have an old asset list, sales calls that that didn't necessarily close, things like that, right? You can also start to do direct outreach on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. And this is a good starting point to generate your first few clients, right? I always like to generate, a few clients from organic, build up your cash flow, validate your offer, build up your sales skill sets, and then scale with paid ads once you have a validated offer and sales process, right? And this is where it becomes really fun when you can just crank paid ads and you have full control of how many clients you're bringing in based on how much you're spending on your paid ads. Obviously, takes a bit of time to get to that point, but leveraging your network and doing direct outreach is totally free. All you have to do is spend some time doing it. So that's phase 3 is fulfillment and scaling. So with that being said, let's jump into the real world implementation of this and how you can actually implement this right away. So on Upwork, there's a ton of developers. So let me jump to Upwork right now. I typed in AI developer on Upwork. And as you can see, there's a person here who charges $35 an hour, has earned over $70,000 on Upwork, and has a 100% job success rate, which is amazing, right? So there's a ton of developers like this who, again, are amazing at what they do. He's a certified AI engineer, top 5% on Upwork, right? So you can easily, pass off a project to them. And that's just the first one that comes up, let alone all these other ones, right? So you can see there's some that range. This one's $35 an hour, $40 an hour, $50 an hour, $20 an hour, $30,000 earned, 100% job success rate. Same thing here, $35 an hour, 100% job success rate. So there's a lot. There's no lack of developers that you can hire. And then obviously, if they're more like really, really in-depth and, harder ones, like this guy's more of a CTO. This guy could run a whole AI developer team if he wanted to, right? Based on what I'm seeing. But the point is that I'm trying to make is that there are a ton of developers that you can hire and things like that just from Upwork alone. So once you find someone generally in the $35 to $50 per hour range, based on what you're doing, then you can start to build your base from there as to what you're going to charge. So I'll give you an example for custom work, right? You figure out the scope of the project. So what I mean by that is you're going to talk to the business owner in the sales process, right? You're going to ask them, what they need done, what type of applications they like. And then you figure out, okay, these are the things that I want to implement into this business, right? Maybe you want to build an AI appointment setter and have, a certain automation built out that's custom to that business. So you determine the scope and you chat with the developer on the number of hours needed to complete that project. So if they quote you, well, it's going to take roughly 50 hours. Maybe you add a bit of slush. Maybe they quote 45 hours. You add 5 hours for some slush time, it's 50 hours total. So 50 hours times $35 an hour, which is the cost of the AI developer, is $1,750. You can mark up the price by 2x to 3x. So the price point for that project might be anywhere from $3,500 to $5,250 that you charge. So that way you can make a 50% plus profit margin. So it's super, super easy when it comes to pricing it. Obviously, as you start to get more ingrained or your offers become, more productized in a sense where you're building out the same thing over and over and over again for clients in basically the same industry, then you can start to streamline this and start to have more standardized pricing. But very, very likely at the beginning, this is kind of what you're going to be doing. Once you have that, then you can basically start to reach out to clients. And I wanted to leave you guys with a simple framework that works really well. So hi, first name. Have you looked into using AI to grow your med spa while you sleep? Obviously, insert your niche. We help med spas implement AI-driven systems that automatically follow up with leads, book appointments 24/7, reactivate old clients, and turn consultations into new customers. Our clients are seeing a 15 to 30K per month in extra booked revenue thanks to our med spa AI system, and we guarantee results or your money back. Would you be open to a quick 10-minute call this week? I can show you how it would work for your process or for your business. You send this out to 50 businesses a day, you will get booked calls. Once you get booked calls, you're going to have the opportunity to sell. And once you sell, you can basically outsource the work to AI developers. And that is the AI arbitrage method. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.